Today, I am featuring none other than
OG TEGA. Add the drum rolls, please.
So, all of you might know Tega from, of course, Ade receiving all of those slaps.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
And you might also know him as Professor Lawal.
Prof. Lawal. Principal.
Identified as Amos Edos Osamudame, belonged to a former gang of suspected kidnappers that have been terrorizing Benin City and environs.
But today, this video is actually about something different.
On April 14, 2024, Idris Okuneye, well, should I just say Bobrisky, was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment by the Federal High Court over mutilation of the Naira notes. And as Bob goes to jail, the attention has shifted to Cubana chief priest, who is also standing trial for a similar offense. So, why is the EFCC suddenly interested in prosecuting people seen to be abusing the Naira, when quite literally everyone in Nigeria today is guilty of the same crime? But please don't ask for evidence. Okay, too late. You did. I simply had to go to YouTube to find these clips, and there are many more across other social media platforms, which has made the fear of the EFCC the beginning of wisdom.
Just coming from a birthday party, and guess what? Everybody was afraid to spray. Hey. But I guess we have to learn how to spray. Don't throw money around. Just, do it class and dignity. But everybody was afraid, including me.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is Nigeria's anti-graft agency, saddled with responsibility of ensuring that...
Leave story. Why?
Okay, the sudden interest by the EFCC might not be unconnected to issues affecting the value of the Naira following President Bola Tinubu's assumption to office in May 2023. He pledged to overhaul the currency regime with a view to attracting more investment. But this process had been bumpy, although recent signs points to the strengthening of the Naira. But let's digress.
Long story short, we had an idea to start a company that sells party currencies. You might be asking me what party currencies are right now, but it's quite simple. These are alternative notes that help people spray at events, weddings, parties, birthdays, whatever, and you get to keep 100% of your revenue. It's that simple. Yeah, so instead of spraying real cash, you spray these party currencies, and people can have fun while spraying, and at the same time, you're still safe, and you still keep 100% of your company's revenue, of your party's revenue. That's it.
Party currencies, fake notes.
Yes.
What's the difference?
Okay, so these, if you say fake notes, it implies that they are a dub of an original, right? So these aren't fake notes because we don't dub any currencies. It's not a fake Naira note. It's nothing like that. It's an original design that's formed specifically for parties, right? So typically we customize them to people's faces, whoever the celebrant is, we put their faces on the currency and it becomes their own. So they get ownership of it. So it's designed for them. We also have our own mascot. We call her Mint Mama. So Mint Mama is our go-to person, and we put her on every note to depict that she's our own currency. Yeah, so that's what we do. Yeah.
Okay. So now that we are beginning to have the trends that EFCC is going after people and abuse of the Naira, which is actually not abuse of the Naira, the law is actually that when you squeeze the Naira notes, so it all ties under
mutilation.
Mutilation. I mean, it all ties under mutilation, right? So when you have this coming up and then your kind of business, how has the response been towards people patronizing you?
I would say, first of all, it was a very new idea, introducing it to people, because they didn't understand the contextualities of it. So we had to break it down for a lot of people. But with the advent of, the EFCC going after certain people, people now started to understand where we were coming from and the need to actually pivot into something that's more progressive. The idea initially came from us trying to see into the future a little bit. We realized that, the economy and globally we're going cashless. And eventually we're going to have to run out of using cash. In the US, in UK, markets like this are already almost cashless. So they use cards, Apple Pay, things like that. But we decided, how do we preserve our culture of spraying while going cashless at the end of the day? So that was what birthed the idea in the first place. So I think we're a bit ahead of our time, but no pressure. While waiting for you people in front, you come and meet us there eventually. Yeah.
I mean, we can't talk about money and not talk about how much he actually makes from this business, right? So, when we talk about, the business, yes, we know it's a novel one, but how much do you say in terms of income does this generate? Enough to keep up with your lifestyle?
I mean, my lifestyle is very humble, so I don't complain. I can't complain.
I'm not scratch that. His lifestyle is not humble. Okay, it's humble, by the way.
My lifestyle is very humble, so I mean, I can't complain. It's very modest, and like I said, it's still quite early, so we're not deterred from pursuing this business, because we understand that it's something that's going to grow. And we're practically the first movers. We started the idea, and we see ourselves pushing it forward as time goes on. All right, so that's what we're aiming for. We're looking at the future, the bright future ahead. Yeah.
I mean, we all know that the Naira or other currencies are made out of like special currency notes and all of that. But talk to us about your party currency and what that's actually made of. Is it paper, or is there any special material you use?
Okay, so the real currencies are typically made from cotton. Actually, it's not paper as people really think it is. It's about maybe 60-70% cotton, and that material is very, very expensive to get. So because of that reason, we have decided that if we're gonna do this, we can't try and break the law in any way, because if you use that, it's almost similar to you counterfeiting. You can get arrested for that. So we decided to use a special kind of paper, which is not typical, your regular exercise with paper, but it's almost close to what that material feels like. So when you hold it and you spray it, it's not far-fetched, because we didn't want people to feel like, oh, this is so different. So when you hold the note and you spray, you feel like, oh, this is, close to what I'm familiar with. Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't need to do too much mind or soul searching to realize that, okay, you're holding money.
I mean, that works, because I'm also thinking, right? I'm at the party and I'm driving right now, and then somebody just comes and sprays me, and I'm packing all the money, I'm putting it in my pocket. If it was paper, like, I would easily have felt that, like, this feels different.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we've had a couple of that.
Oh, really?
Yes, we have. So we have people, we have people that have actually physically packed the money, especially when we did on a special request, we did dollar notes for a particular event, and people thought they were picking dollars and they were packing it into their bags and their wallets, and we're just looking at them and laughing, because at the end of the day, it's written on the note clearly that this is not legal tender. So if you take it to your aboki, within your eyes, see your eye go collect. It's not on me. I've given you my own sound warning that it's not legal tender. So yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a novel idea. I'd say, especially with our culture. I mean, we talked about it earlier. We talked about the fact that we have this culture where social parties are like a thing.
Exactly.
Whether from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west, we all do party. In fact,
shout out to the Yorubas. Owambes. They invented that.
Shout out to the Yorubas.
Yeah, owambes. Yeah, so it has always been a novelty from owambes parties that people spray. When I was much younger, people used to give gifts. So what I'm accustomed to, I remember my mom like putting some money in an envelope, but then she'll also like maybe buy a kettle or an iron or something and go and present to whoever is getting married, on that day. But I don't know, at some point, maybe, the system everybody just automatically assumed, or they came to an agreement. They're like, okay, let's not do this anymore. Let's just give them money and they'll buy whatever they want to buy. So apparently people just started, spraying monies at parties. I think it became a thing of affluence, when you spray money, and it shows that you have so much wealth to distribute, and
now why EFCC they collect the money back?
Exactly, now why did they collect them back? So you have to be careful how you're moving forward. So you don't tell them now, look, the money is plenty. Do it in moderation, do it in style, or you can use spray mint and do it safely and peacefully, so that nobody will arrest you. It's simple as that.
Oh, and this video would not be complete without spraying some Mint Mama party currency.
Oh yeah. Kido me now. Yeah. I want to low, I want to lola, I want to la la vie. I want to low, I want to lola, I want to la la vie.
ingenuity and service definitely puts at bay the fear of the EFCC. And if they should come knocking, well, spray them with some meat mama.
Let's have it.
Under the law, Cubana chief priest has no case yet until EFCC is able to prove that the money is spread in those videos that are circulating online. And number one, Nigerian Naira.
Ladies and gentlemen,